Broadcasting live from the Business RadioX studios in Atlanta, Georgia, it's time for Coach the Coach Radio. Brought to you by the Business RadioX Ambassador Program, the no-cost business development strategy for coaches who want to spend more time serving local business clients and less time selling them. Go to brxambassador.com to learn more. Now, here's your host.
Lee Cantor here, another episode of Coach the Coach Radio, and this is going to be a fun one. Today we have with us Patricia Simon with Scotia Business. Welcome, Patricia.
Well, welcome. Thank you for the welcome, Lee, and I'm very appreciative of being a guest on your show today. As you can tell, I'm not your usual guest. My accent is slightly unique.
Absolutely. Tell us about your journey. How'd you get involved in coaching?
Well, actually, what it was basically at the age of 22, I achieved a master's degree in marketing, and I actually went into the marketing world after that in America and became very successful in corporate America. I was a vice president of marketing and training at a financial institution in Tampa, Florida, overseeing a $500,000 marketing budget. And then I went into the performing arts industry, and I was doing a lot of coaching of my staff and overseeing the music department, the ballet department, the theatre department. And I had already taken a coaching certification. And at that point in my life, I felt like I was ready. I felt I had all the experience of corporate America, the education, certifications, and it was just perfect match, timing to launch the business. And that's what I did. And I'm so happy I did it.
Now, how is coaching different than kind of working in that enterprise level corporate world?
Well, currently I coach a lot of potential entrepreneurs or new startups. And I actually enjoy being able to work one-on-one with the owner of the business or the potential owner, because you have a feeling you can ask them the questions directly. You're not involved in the multiple layers that you have when you're in the corporate world. And I found I loved working in corporate, but the coaching with executives, one-on-one, because I also do executive coaching, just working in a journey with them and seeing them progress and achieve their goals and dreams is just very satisfying. So Lee, that's really the difference.
Now, are you spending more of your time kind of coaching in general business help, or do you specialize in marketing because that's your background?
Yes, well, I do a lot of marketing coaching too. So I do planning your business, pre-planning your business, planning your business, launching your business, managing the growth of your business. But then I also do offer marketing coaching. So if a company comes to me and they say, Patricia, would you be able to assist in helping us? We're a bit stuck and we need direction on marketing strategy, marketing planning, marketing tactics, implementation strategies. That's where my marketing background really comes in, because I'm able to provide that guidance, that strategy in addition to the coaching. So it's that wee extra value to my client. So yes, I'm able to offer the two services, so very interesting, isn't it, Lee?
Yeah, well, it seems like it's a great vehicle for you to use all your skills.
Yes, it's fantastic, and that's why I'm so happy that I'm able to combine all my skill sets, because I can work with an executive who says, Patricia, I'm stuck. Should I make a career move? Do I need, I need to attain certain sales goals within the organization, and I need somebody to motivate me, to make me accountable, because that's where a lot of people, they get stuck. They may have a good idea, they might have ambition, but maybe they just don't know where to start and they don't know what steps to take. And that's where I'm able to work and help and motivate and help them to be accountable so that they do reach their end goals.
Now, maybe it's time to give our listeners some advice. Do you have any advice you would give that person that's stuck on how they can kind of make that change maybe they're afraid of and then lead that life that they dream can be possible?
Yes, if they're stuck, my recommendation is what they have to do is have a vision, have a mission, write those ideas down. Your mission statement is, what is the idea? What is your business idea? Write it down, keep it close to you, always look at it, visualize it, and then start thinking, what's your end goal? Where do you want to be? That's your vision. Where do you see your business going? And people get stuck because sometimes they just don't know where to start. And that's where a business coach comes in, because I help with the planning stage, because you don't just launch a business, as you know, you have to plan a business. And that's why I do actually offer an intensive 6-week coaching program specifically for potential entrepreneurs who have possibly a great idea, but see when they come down to actually planning it and thinking through, writing the business plan, coming up with objectives, goals, strategies, and then looking at marketing planning, operational planning, financial planning, they might find that they could have actually wasted a lot of money if they hadn't sat down and done that entire planning process. They might not have had the cash flow. They might not have had an actual profit margin, because you might be good at thinking, oh, I'm great at producing this product. But at the end of the day, if you can't make any money on it, you're just wasting your time and you're giving up potentially a good job. So I always recommend to my clients, start off slowly, do your planning, but start slowly, take step-by-step approach, and maybe start at night, start at the weekend, and then before you give up the security of a job. But I do, being an entrepreneur was always my dream, and I love to support people on that dream, but I also want to be realistic with them, but I also want to be their sounding board, their coach, that advises them. And, whether they're taking, especially marketing, I've been involved in a lot of strategic planning sessions as well over the years in corporate America. So I'm able to bring a lot to the table, to clients in the business who are thinking of launching a business. So I like to talk, Lee.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a lot of important information, because I think a lot of people think that the idea is the hard part, and they go, hey, I got this great idea, I'm going to do this, and they don't kind of play out some of the scenarios, the trade-offs and the risks, and kind of get at least a strategic plan on, okay, what if everything goes right? What if everything goes wrong? What if it lands in the middle? I mean, to think about these things ahead of time can save you a lot of heartache,
Absolutely.
And I think that's really the value of having a coach as a sounding board and someone to play devil's advocate and somebody to really ask you hard questions, because if you jump into something that you're not fully prepared for, I mean, this could be a terrible decision if you don't do this right. I mean, this is a high risk, but a high reward. But if you put some time into planning, you're going to increase your chances of success, I think.
Absolutely. I mean, and you're not going to waste your money. I mean, that's the bottom line too. You're also looking at your projections, your financial projections. How much money, cash flow do you need 3 months, 6 months, 12 months down the line? Staffing, there's so many different issues that you have to think about. And you could be an engineer, you could be really intelligent, really smart, you've got an engineering degree, but they don't teach you how to write a business plan. And, when you're doing an engineering degree, but so that's why, as you said, having a coach, somebody with a business marketing background is very valuable for a wide range of people in a wide range of industries, because you know what I love about marketing and coaching is they're universal. Coaching, it's all about people. It's all about providing, as you said, like I said, the sounding board, the motivation and that accountability. See, when somebody calls me every week, or I call them, they know, because I have homework assignments for them, and they know that I'm asking them, have you thought this through? Have you spoke to your family about it? Because you need the buy-in of the entire, your spouse, your family, because people think maybe giving up a job and starting a business is easy, but initially in the beginning, it's not. There's a lot of challenges, obstacles that you have to encounter, and if you don't have the support of the family as well, and that sounding board for your own sake, the business won't succeed. So you need buy-in as well. So as well as having a coach.
Now, in your work, some of the work that you do from your past is actually consulting. How do you kind of separate the coaching from the consulting, or is that just part of more value that you add, that sometimes you can be that coach that's giving him the homework, the tough love, the kind of the ideas and direction to go in, but at other times you're rolling up your sleeves and doing some of the work?
Yes, it really depends on the client's needs. It depends on what they need from me. That's where I step in. I ask questions. That's why I offer a free strategy coaching session to every new client, because I need to understand, and they need to see if they feel that I would be able to help them. But it's all about identifying, is it a coaching relationship that they want with me? Is it a consulting relationship, meaning the strategizing, or is it a combination? And you're right, it's I offer both services, but I tailor it specifically to my clients' needs. So it's whatever they need and they tell me, and that's what I work with. So yes, it is what makes me actually unique, because I'm a business coach, I'm a marketing coach, but I'm also a marketing strategist. So that is added value. And my clients always say that to me. They're like, that, Patricia, thank you that not only are you giving me, being a coach to me, but you're giving me all this experience that you've learned in the past 20 years in marketing and in the business world. So yeah, value added, as they say in America.
Now, in your work, do you have a specialty? Do you specialize in certain industries or certain size companies, or is it kind of industry agnostic?
Well, basically, it doesn't really matter what industry you're basically in. The reason being is I've worked in the performing arts industry, which is so different from the financial services industry. Like I'd mentioned earlier, I was vice president of marketing and training at the age of 28 in Tampa, Florida, for a financial institution. But I was also an education marketing manager in the performing arts sector in the United States, and also Tampa, Florida. So marketing is a philosophy, it's a principle. It doesn't matter what industry that you're in. You're able, if you know marketing, and I went to a very good business school over here, Strathclyde Business School, and it was actually modelled on Harvard's business school. I remember my professor saying that he set up the department because he'd got his MBA at Harvard, and that's what marketing was all about. It was invented in America, and he brought it back over, and he established a really, well-known business school. And, I'm able to provide, my knowledge, again, with different industries.
Right. So it doesn't matter the industry. The problems kind of are universal problems you're solving. And so the specific industry doesn't really matter as much, because these kind of foundational, the foundation of each of these businesses are similar in that respect of business and marketing.
That's right. I mean, business is business. Every business should have a business plan, a marketing plan, a financial plan, an operations plan, So even if you're a startup, startup, medium-sized business, or a large business, as I said, when I was vice president of marketing, I had to make sure I developed a strategic marketing plan every year with a $500,000 marketing budget. Always was. Being a Scot, I always made sure I was under my marketing budget, never was over my marketing budget. So yes, it's working with different size industries. Marketing is marketing.
Now, can you share an example? Don't name the name of the client, but can you share an example, maybe set up what their challenge was, and then they hired you, and then how you were able to take them to a new level?
Yes. The client that I worked with actually was an ex-colleague. Like I said, I won't mention, but she knew my background as a business coach, and I, had taken a position where I was doing marketing strategy, and she'd asked me if I would coach her after work. So I agreed to that. And we spent actually several months, because even though she loved the job that she'd been in the job for years and she was in a very senior position, but she always knew she wanted to be her own boss, and she felt that the time was right, but she just didn't know where to start. And she actually needed a sounding board. She needed somebody that she could trust. She saw my experience and how I managed my teams, my staff. I actually coached them, and she also saw how I was able to assist in, the marketing department. So she actually took her MBA. After we discussed her next career path, she took an MBA, and she later went on through coaching, us working together. And she now actually runs a very successful fitness company. And she said to me, she went, Patricia, she says, I am happier now in my 40s than I was in my 20s and my 30s. She says, thank you so much. She says, I couldn't have done it without you and your listening skills, because, you've got to be a good listener. You've got to be an active listener, and you've got to reflect back good questions. Because you don't want to dictate, you want them, because at the end of the day, it's their life, it's their decision. So you need them to be able to come up with the solutions. And sometimes it can be right away, but sometimes it can be a journey. So the fact that she went through multiple different, whether it was, okay, let me expand my education. Okay, then let me take additional certifications. And now, because she's got all that background and skill set, she's running a very successful fitness business. So I would definitely say that's one of my true success stories.
Wow, that is just an amazing story, and congratulations on all the success. The impact you're having on these people must be so rewarding and fulfilling.
Oh, thank you, Lee. Yes, it's extremely rewarding. That's actually why I did give up, a very, very good corporate job, well-paid job, because I get true enjoyment helping and seeing other people succeed. Because it's like you see them at the very beginning of the journey and, unsure, not knowing what to do, and then just seeing that process and guiding them and helping them and keeping them accountable and keeping them motivated. And you're seeing the difference in them, the transformation in them. They're happier. They've got a better work-life balance. So yes, that's why I went into coaching and business coaching and marketing coaching specifically, and executive coaching, because of my background and the love of working with people and seeing them succeed. If they succeed, I succeed. That's how I look at it.
That's great. Now, if somebody wants to learn more, have more substantive conversation with you or somebody on your team, do you have a website?
Yes, I do, Ellie. Thank you for asking. It's scotiabusiness.com, and my telephone number is 813-990-0740.
And then that website is scotiabusiness.com.
Yes, that's correctly. Sorry about the accent there.
Well, I just want to make sure they get it right. scotiabusiness.com to get a hold of Patricia or somebody on her team. Patricia Simon, thank you so much for sharing your story today. You're doing such important work, and we appreciate you.
Thank you, Lee, and I appreciate you allowing me to be on the show today as a guest. Thank you so much.
All right, this is Lee Cantor. We will see you all next time on Coach the Coach Radio.